Hello! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read of this channel, my channel is James13 Wicca, so on YouTube that's what it should be. I think it's the same thing on Instagram, just to be fair. For this installment, I'm using for the Tarot Astro Matrix. There's the box, and I know that there's a website on here. It's on the back. astromatrix.org. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and the website's at the bottom. I believe it's hayhouse.com. hayhouse.com, yeah. And I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice to choose for the minor arcana, Ace through King, 14 being the King, I want to say. I'm going to say. And then a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Those came from, they were a gift, from mathartfun.com. So I think you can get all those different types of dice there. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Alright, I think we're set. Alright, so if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And now, on to your reading. Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? Something's been there for a while. I feel like there's something that's just, I keep moving it. I feel like it reminds me of a toy that little kids use where you just, the piece is always on the board, it never can come off, but you can slide it into different places, but it's always there, if that makes sense. Like it's always there, it's just you slide it into different spots. It's almost like one of those sliding puzzles, if that's the right way to say that, which might not be. Sliding puzzles. Do you really want to give this up? That's also another question. Sliding puzzle. Okay. Okay, do you really want to give this up? So, sliding puzzle, sliding piece, something is always there, it's just in different locations. It reminds me almost like an heirloom, like a family heirloom. It's like maybe not always with the same person, but it's passed around to family members, and someone in the family always has it. It's one of those things. Like grandma's favorite brooch or something, or that she got from her grandma. Maybe somebody has it, maybe it's passed around a couple times, or, you know, or maybe like a family cookbook, something like that. I don't know, I keep seeing like something like that. It doesn't have to be like that, but like I keep getting that analogy, like something that keeps getting passed around is never completely out of your reach, but maybe is not always in your reach at the same time. It take a little effort to bring it back in. This could be the place you work. How does that work? Maybe it's a place you work, and maybe it's like I've done this certain job before, but I've changed my connection with it, and sometimes I go back into it, sometimes I come out of it, and it's more about what you want to do with it. There is success there, but it's sometimes like, even though there's success, maybe it's a bit more than I really want from the situation, or I get stale on occasion. There's success with it too. This is a success card, the 6 of Wands. So I'm trying to like touch with it a little bit more, but it's not. I don't know. I don't understand what it could actually be, because I keep seeing that sliding puzzle. Like it's always there. It's just it's in different places. It moves around. For some of you, it could be a talent you have that you bring into situations every now and then, like drawing or public speaking, or it's more than likely creative. It doesn't have to be, but it's more than like, could be technical. It could be very much technical, just to be fair. It's just, it could be a talent you bring into situations. It's like, it's not always applicable, but when it is, you can pull it in. People don't realize you can do this. is I feel like a lot of the thing. You've done this situation many a time, and you pull it in when you need to. So it's almost like public speaking. Not every situation requires that, but when it does, you might be very good at it, and people don't realize how good you really are at it. It could also be, I keep going to drawing for whatever reason. Like, you know how to create drawings, not just like for like, not like just drawing a portrait, but maybe you could make technical drawings. You could actually put them together and show dimensions and show how to make something or show the dimensions of an item, stuff like that. Okay, so I think we've touched on that enough, haven't we? I know it's Gemini. I feel like that's why, because it's Gemini, and you guys see a lot of different angles. I feel like I'm getting sucked into that energy, which is fine, but let's keep going. Because I get this sliding. When I first put this card down, I just kept moving it back and forth. It was sliding back and forth. Something you could do, but something you're not really sure you want to bring forward. Because whatever this is, you have to have the right environment to bring forward the success. If people try to take control or try to bully you out of it, it causes an issue. You may still be successful, but not the way you want to be. And it's kind of like, I don't want to bring this forward as a tool for somebody else to use. I only want to bring this forward when it serves me and I want to use it. So it's kind of like, maybe you don't tell people at a job that you are good at public speaking and that's something you're very talented at, because you don't want people just throwing you in the ring whenever they feel it suits their purpose. So if they don't know, they can't do that. So it's kind of like, oh, do I want to bring that forward? Same with this. I don't think I'm using the right word, but I keep saying technical drawing. There's a different word for it. I know there is. But like, whatever it is, you can do it and you're very good at it, but you're like, if I show this, they're going to throw me in the ring when it suits them, and I don't think this is fair. It reminds me of, I think it was a TikTok or a reel about a lady who could speak multiple languages, and like, she didn't bring it forward. The moral of the story was she wouldn't bring it forward unless they were going to compensate her for it. Okay, I'm not saying it right. Because it's kind of like, there's like 15 people on the floor, and if she's the only one who can speak multiple languages, she should be compensated for that. It shouldn't be just like, oh, they hit the lottery and they could just use her as they want to and just get this benefit. And she was just like, oh, I don't know. So she's like, I think one of the languages she spoke was Spanish, and like, how much does that pay? And they said how much it was, and she goes, oh no. No habla español. She goes, I forgot how she put it. She's like, oh, I don't know what they're saying. I don't know. How much? Oh, an extra 50 cents? I kind of might know what they're saying. I don't know. An extra $1.50? I think I could probably make it out. An extra $2.50? Habla español, yes, sí, or whatever she said. I just think it was great the way she did it. She just made a point, like, not to be used for her talents. Which I feel like people can speak multiple languages fluently. I feel like that's a talent. I really do. I know people can learn them, but some people they can do it without challenge. I feel like Gemini is one of those who can do stuff like that without challenge. So it's kind of like, I want to bring it forward. I just want it to go to my benefit, not to somebody else's. I'm not here to be used for somebody else's gain. And I'm torn. Like, I'm really torn. Like, I feel like once I open this door, I can't be too naive because I know the devil is there. And the devil talks about rules a lot of times. And like, somebody, like, when it's out of balance, it can be somebody using you to their benefit and somebody feeling like they have that entitlement to do so. And it's kind of like, I don't want to deal with that. I want to be optimistic, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to be realistic. This could go very well for me, and it could move me forward and be a wonderful thing. But at the same time, it could be something where somebody else feels like they're entitled to use my abilities to their whims, to their advantage. So I feel like I'm tossing and turning at the moment. What I'm getting at this point is it's not the best time to bring it forward. At some time in the future, yes, it is going to come into play, but right now might not be the best time to do so. I feel like what they're saying is like, things aren't stable in this situation right now. Even though the devil is also an earth card, I feel like whatever it starts as, it's going to stick as. So if they just feel like they can get what they want for free, this isn't a good time. This isn't a good time to do it. You want to be compensated. It doesn't have to be monetary, but you want to be like honored for your gifts. And they're saying right now, kind of hold back, wait for it just a little bit longer, because this needs to go to your advantage. Again, whatever it is, I feel like you're very good at it. You've done it many a time. You would like to bring it forward. I'm just getting right now is not the best time. There's something else going on in the environment. I keep getting this weird feeling like, I can't remember, what is it? Popeye was the cartoon? I'd gladly pay you in 2 days if you give me a hamburger today type energy. The moral of the story was that person never got paid, and this person kept eating hamburger after hamburger, and the cook never got paid for the hamburgers. That was the moral of the story. And I feel like that might go on here. If you help these people now, whoever this is, they're going to promise you things in the future, promises that are never going to come to light. So they're saying, hold out, wait. There's a possibility coming in the future where there's the possibility to be compensated. That's interesting. I thought that was a pomegranate. Maybe it is a pomegranate. I don't know what the high priestess is holding there. It looks like a pomegranate, but it also looks like a heart to me. Maybe my eyes are a little messed up. It's weird. It's like a little ball with a crown on it, almost like one of those holiday balls like you hang on a tree. You hang on like a Yule tree or something. It's kind of what it looks like to me. There's a moment coming forward where there's almost like, there's extra money in the budget, or there's some way to be compensated. There's a moment coming forward where it's like they're looking for somebody to do this extra thing, whatever it is you're talented at. Or even it might not be exactly what they're looking for something, it might not be exactly what you're talented at, but what you're talented at adds in very easily, where you can kind of blend it in and get your compensation or get your accolades or get your notoriety, get noticed the way you need to. The thing is, it's coming forward, it's going to be on the level, and there's going to be something offered in return, you wait for that moment. Then you got to be careful when that moment comes forward to not just move forward. Don't just show what you can do. Don't just show what you can do. Don't just show what you can do. Make them give you an offer first. Instead of being the King of Wands and moving it forward, wait for the Ace of Wands to show up and show me what the offer is. Show me what you'll give me if I can do this job. And if you give me the offer, you give me the job, I'll give you full what I can do. So don't go forward and just fix it. So it's like, for example, if it was the drawing thing, I know I keep switching analogies, but if it was the drawing thing and you can do very technical drawings and show how the dimensions of things, don't do the drawings that they need. Find some older drawings that you've done of other things and give them an example. See, I drew this, I drew that, I drew this desk, I drew this ball, I drew whatever it was, and I put the dimensions in there and I showed this and I used the terms here. And kind of I'm not going to start doing that. If they try to push you, kind of well, do one of the ones we need and we'll tell you if that works. No, I'll show you what I did. And if what I did is good enough, then put me in. If what I did is not good enough, then go with somebody else. And be bold like that. Say, no, you can see what I have done in the past. And if that's not, if what I've done in the past isn't good enough, or you're still questioning, then I'm not the right one. Move on to somebody else. Because somebody might try to play you. Be careful. Because they feel like somebody's trying to get away with not compensating you the way they should, whatever that is. There should be a fair trade here. Show them what you've done in the past. That'll be enough of an example to show what you're capable of. If they play that game, well, here, do this one here, and I'll take this to the board, and if they like it, we'll give you the job. No, take what I've done to the board, and if that's not good enough, I understand. I'm not the one for you then, because I'm not doing work for free like that. I'm not going to do it. Be bold like that in your own terms. If you do that, stand your ground, it does work to your advantage. I don't know how to say this, but I feel like you know this. I feel like you already know this. Sometimes the world just acts that way where they want to see how far they can push, and they have more respect for people who push back. Should the world work that way? I wouldn't think so, but is that how the world works? A lot of times. So push back. Don't be afraid to push back. Wait for your moment, and then because I feel like somebody's going to try to be they're going to try to get you to do some of it for free. Don't do that. Show them examples to prove you can do it that you've already done for other things. Give them some examples, but be like, this is all I'm going to give you. I'm not doing that work for you yet. If I'm the right one, you're going to choose me. you're not getting work for free from me. Push back in some respect. It will work out in your favor. Sometimes people respect that more. By you blocking it, I don't know, by you blocking it that way, people, whatever the situation is, people have more respect for that. By you blocking and saying, I'm not going forward until you do this for me. I'm not going forward unless you put this in writing. I'm not, something. It's weird that, like, by you blocking it, they love it. They love that. It doesn't seem like that's how it would work, but that's literally how I'm seeing this work. So maybe that makes more sense to you for the situation you're dealing with. Once you're in, though, I will give you a heads up, just in case this makes a big difference. I do see this coming in here, and I'm noticing that trident, which makes me think, I do feel like you love this situation, but it's going to have boundaries, and it's going to have repetition to it. So whatever it is you're doing, I feel like I'm doing this a couple times a week, and it does seem to be very repetitious. You will get the accolades you want from it, you will get what you want out of it, but it will become very repetitious, and there will be boundaries. Just so you're aware of it. I do feel success with this too. I do feel like there's success with the Hierophant. It sometimes talks about Taurus energy. You might be working with a Taurus person or somebody with Taurus tendencies. That is like they like things the same way every time at the same time. So it's like they like step 1 through 5, 20 minutes after each other at 5:30 on Wednesday. So at 5:30 on Wednesday they want step 1. At 5:50 they want step 2. At 6:10 they want step 3. At 6:30 they want step 4. At 6:50 they want step 5. And it's like the same thing every week or every month at the same time. If it's like the first week of the first Thursday or first Wednesday of every month, whatever, they want it the same way, the same time, every time. So be aware that that's also there. If you try to negotiate that, this card gets very cranky. You might inadvertently make an enemy because they find that very stressful and they don't like that, and you might inadvertently make an enemy. Be careful, because it may not be an outwardly like we're arguing with each other, but they may they'll see you as an enemy. Just be aware of it. Like, it may be a subconscious thing. That's there too. It doesn't have to be a problem. As long as you see it and you're aware of it, I feel like you can roll with it. Especially if you're questioning it. If you see that coming forward and you're questioning it, watch how other people relate to this person. Watch how other people who kind of dance outside the lines get treated by this person. It may be very subtle, but you may notice that they don't get treated very well, or they don't get the opportunities that they would like. There's other people around this situation too. You're going to make other friends here. Other people, if they want to dance outside the lines, let them do it on their own. Whatever this situation is, I'm like, it's going to be repetitious the same way over and over and over. You'll get what you want out of it, but if you step outside the lines or dance outside the lines, there's going to be problems. Just be aware of that. And that's also a card, like, once it's made its decision, it doesn't usually go back. Usually takes a while for it. Like, if you just step outside the lines and dance once in a great while, maybe not that bad. But if you do it every time, all of a sudden there'll be a breaking point and there'll be a no return. They'll just be like, this is how they view you, this is what they think of you, and they won't return. So it's like, you might get away with it 50 times, but that 51st time, that'll be the time you don't. And from then on out, you're no good. You're no good to them. They're like, nope, no good, nope, and they won't turn around on that. Be aware of that too. I mean, overall, this is a very successful reading. I feel like this last part is very important, though. They're like, as long as you see it and you watch how other people are treated by this person, I feel like you'll be okay. Once in a great while, dancing outside the lines, yeah, you'll get away with it. But if you do it repetitiously, it's like you'll see, you just get so many times. Maybe you get away with it 50 times, but that 51st, that broke the camel's back, and once the camel's back is broke, it's dead. That's it. Are we good? Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.